Brian, in a previous video, we spoke about AEW kind of taking a chance on a superstar. Well, I guess an AEW wrestler, they're not superstars, and putting the championship on somebody we never expected to see it on. Now it turns out that that was actually going to happen with this match at Bryan Danielson versus Darby Allin at Wrestle Dream, but they are changing the match, taking Darby Allin out of this match and stripping that championship opportunity away from him for now. Before we go over where the plans have changed and where we're going from here, do you think this is the right decision, or was Darby Allin the right person to kind of take that championship off of Bryan Danielson?
This is absolutely the right decision. And I'll tell you
Mm,
guys why. I told Kenny this a couple weeks ago when I seen John Moxley talking about this is the invasion. You don't know what's coming or whatever it was. This is not your place anymore. I told Kenny, I said, hey, bro, here John Moxley takes that off Bryan Danielson. No better guy to retire Bryan Danielson, because I still think he's retiring over at Wrestle Dream. As he said, when he loses that title, it's pretty much wraps at that point. So honestly, bro, I like this, and it's gonna make John Moxley look like a bigger heel than he already is after allegedly, or fake. I don't even know if I can say that word on a YouTube video, but he basically suffocated Bryan Danielson on
yeah.
live TV. You know what I mean? So it was one of those things where I think that it is going to be a very good thing, and it's going to make John Moxley look even more powerful, in my opinion. And I think that he needs this for like his character. Even though he seems very serious right now, this is the most believable John Moxley has been in years. I just want to point that out. Like, since like he won the title when he first came to AEW and all that, like this is the most serious I've been able to take him. And I'm very happy about that. Like, I'm a big fan of John Moxley. So I think if he retires Bryan Danielson in a really brutal way, hey
Hmm.
man, I think that they have struck money and gold with John Moxley at that point.
My boy, you just cooked. Now, I wouldn't have admitted this, but I did feel like John Moxley was kind of slipping away from his relevance. While everybody still loves him, he always goes out there and has great matches, but he comes out and it's just like, okay, yeah, John Moxley, woo, good to see you, buddy. Where, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns were both in WWE as champions, it seems like he was the guy who was one step behind. With this new return he has, it seems like every time he goes away, he comes back looking better than ever. Because right now, when he has the white shirt and the green pants, what people are calling the Peter Griffin outfit, he's looking jacked. He looks healthy. And when he comes out there, he looks serious, like he means business. Pretty much putting that bag over Bryan Danielson's head. It's putting him in a different light, making him feel like he is that evil, ruthless villain. So I
Mm-hmm.
agree. Having him going there with Bryan Danielson and taking this championship belt is just going to push him even further, especially if they continue with this storyline and the storyline stays good as it is right now. Again, just that all depends on where it goes. But as far as Darby Allin, I think this would have put him in a spot where it kind of cemented him as one of those guys. Like, we look at when Rey Mysterio first won the championship, nobody thought he could do it, but when he pulled it out, everybody was like, Rey Mysterio climbed up that hill and showed us that he can be that guy. I think this was that moment for Darby Allin. Just kind of push him down the hill to make people think like, you can't do it, you can't do it. Even if he beats John Moxley at Grand Slam, I believe they're having a match. That's going to prove it even more because John Moxley doesn't believe in him. But you can't do that at this point because John Moxley is on a crazy
I'll,
run.
I'll be
So
honest. Yeah, you Darby Allin right now, bro. It's unfortunate because I think he got caught in the midst of things. Like, I
yes,
don't think this was the
exactly.
plan. This was like just an improvement. So I think that right now, I feel bad for Darby because he was probably gonna get that push. He was probably gonna get the retirement
Yeah,
match with Bryan. But here we are now. And hey, man, I think Darby will get his time eventually,
yeah, for
just
sure.
not now. You know what I mean? As long as he doesn't climb Mount Everest.
Yeah, right. Because
Yeah,
if he climbs Mount Everest, I don't think he's coming back.
yeah.
But that's exactly what I was going to say. They kind of clipped his wings right now because John Moxley is so hot. You cannot have him take a fall to Darby Allin, even though it would mean so much for Darby. You
Not
can't do
right
that
now.
right now
It ain't the
because
time.
you're going to kill Mox. So I think right now it's more important to give Mox this win, have him go to take that championship from Bryan Danielson, but you can still recover Darby Allin by having him chase Moxley. Like, he's the guy who gets knocked down, but he's not going to stay down. He's going to keep getting back up.
Agreed.
He fights his way back up to Mox, and then he could be the one to actually dethrone him. And I think that'll kind of give him maybe even more than he gets from win from Bryan.
Agreed. 100%. I think John Moxley right now, man, he goes out there, wins that championship. and maybe we get a Shane O'Mac debut. And I think that's bound to happen at some point. Maybe not then, because I think it'll kill the moment for Bryan. But I think shortly after Jon Moxley wins the title, I think that Shane O'Mac gets involved in this angle.
See, this kind of has me questioning whether Shane McMahon will pop up here or not, because I feel like if Shane McMahon was coming, you want him to be like that authority figure that's out there with Jon Moxley and the guys,
Here's what
kind of
would have been
pushing him
cool.
forward to get that championship.
Right. And what would have been cool was Shane O'Mac coming in, invading AEW, and stripping Darby Allin away that title match. Because then
Yeah,
you're technically stripping an AEW guy, if you want to go the invasion angle,
there you go.
his match, and you're giving it to a WWE or former WWE guy. So there's many ways that they could have gone about it. I'll be honest, like, if Shane O'Mac is going to be involved in this storyline, because that's the only thing we keep talking about due to Jon Moxley saying this is not your place anymore, which again could mean many different things. But with the speculation with Shane O'Mac, it does leave you thinking and speculating at the same time, like, hey, if this happens, this could be really cool. So, like, it does put you in a situation where it's like, all right, if Shane O'Mac does come and they didn't take this opportunity to make it happen and make him
Hmm.
look even bigger than what they possibly could, I do think it's a fumble on AEW's part. So I do hope that they have something better if he is coming back, because I think this would have been the perfect opportunity to
Perfect.
kind of mess Darby, away from the title with an authority figure doing it for him.
Yeah, but they would have to make sense of it too for him to be able to take the championship, because Tony Khan would have to give him a spot. So I think they'd have to have Shane McMahon come in on like kind of like the good side, like I'm here for AEW. I'm going to help AEW. Tony Khan's going to sign me, and I'm going to be the authority figure, or whatever. Then he just turns immediately, like, no, I'm actually with these guys. Now we got the power to make the decision. So I think they could have made it work like that.
Yeah.
But I think that something's going on. Because if we look at what happened at All Out, like all of the WWE guys, everybody who was in WWE was in on it when it came to jumping Bryan Danielson. But Wheeler Yuta, the only guy who was not in WWE before, he was clueless. Like he was trying to like, whoa, guys,
100%.
what are we
Yep.
doing? So something's going to happen there. I don't know if Wheeler Yuta's going to be the next guy they sacrifice. Like, you know what, we strung you along on this time just so we could take you out, to let you know it's all us, not you, who started in AEW. Things could be very interesting, man, but does AEW pull the trigger and take the opportunity is the question.
Very good question, man. But let us know down below what you guys are feeling about this, man. Let us know. Do you want to see Jon Moxley going ahead and retire Bryan Danielson? I think this is the perfect opportunity to make that happen. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the next videos, as we pretty much got videos coming out daily. We gonna catch y'all.
Daily.
Peace.